Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to introduce you guys to a business metric called the Repeat Customer Rate. And to make our analysis comprehensive, I'll be using Power BI to show you guys how this metric works. We'll begin with a practical business example to set the stage for our discussion on the Repeat Customer Rate KPI. Next, I'll outline what this metric signifies and its significance in business strategy. And as we transition into Power BI, you'll see how I transform basic data into clear visuals and insightful interpretations. By then, you'll have a clear understanding of how to evaluate customer loyalty and measure their return rate. Ready to understand your returning customers better? Let's dive in. So here you guys can see the repeat customer rate dashboard that we want to create to show how many total customers we have and how many of those are repeating buying customers. Basically, they come back and they buy again. Before we go into this, let's take a look at the business case and let's understand what it is that we're actually trying to do here. So this is a mail from a stakeholder that I want to take you guys through. So let's read that. It says, "Dear awesome data analyst, I trust you are keeping well. As we march forward with our ambitious growth plans, I've been reflecting on our existing customer base. We always believe that the backbone of our business success isn't just about attracting new customers, but ensuring that those who have made a purchase with us once chooses to do so again. I've been hearing anecdotes from our sales and support teams about customers who keep coming back, but I would like a more systematic understanding of this. Are there particular months or seasons where we see a spike in returning customers? What portion of our monthly sales can be attributed to those who shopped with us before? For our upcoming strategy huddle, getting a clearer picture of these recurring engagements could be invaluable. It might help us in tweaking our engagement strategies and optimizing our campaigns to further incentivize repeat business. If you could delve into this and provide some visual insights, it would greatly aid our discussions. Your knack for translating raw numbers into meaningful insights never ceases to amaze. Warm regards, Charlie Thompson, Director of Customer Engagement." Great. So we want to understand, we have a customer base who buys again. And, there is a certain cost in getting new customers, and then there's a cost in trying to get existing customers to buy again. So that can be very, very useful to know how that goes. Now, before we move on, I'm going to create some user stories. I want to implore you guys, ask you guys to stop now. Imagine yourself getting this mail and asking yourself, if someone sent this to me, what would I do? What would I focus on? Where does my head go? What do I start to think about that I need to figure out in terms of what is the data I need? How do I want to show it? And what is it that I'm trying to actually solve here? That is where my focus should be for you guys as we move along now. So let's go to the next step, that is the user stories. Again, stop, 5 minutes, give yourself 5 minutes, try to think about it, and then move along with me. So next step, user stories. So the first thing we want to understand is what is the monthly trends of repeat customers? So as the Director of Customer Engagement, I want to analyze the monthly trends of repeat customers to understand loyalty over time. Who's loyal? Who comes back? I would like to know that. Seasonal spike in repeat business. As the Director of Customer Engagement, I want to pinpoint any months or seasons with notable increases in repeat customers to assess possible seasonal influences. Does season or specific months affect repeat business? Sales attribution to repeat customers. As the Director of Customer Engagement, I want to know the percentage of monthly sales attributed to repeat buyers to measure the impact of customer loyalty on revenue. How much does that actually mean to us, that repeat buyers are doing this? Correlation between campaigns and repeat business. As the Director of Customer Engagement, I want to evaluate the effect of specific campaigns or promotions on boosting repeat customer rates. Great. Any campaigns, anything we do that makes customers come back and buy again, basically. Number 5, visualize repeat customer patterns. As the Director of Customer Engagement, I want a visual representation of repeat customer trends to discuss and share during strategy. Great, so that is what we want to focus on. That is what we want to solve. This is going to be the backbone of what we focus on as we move through the data, move in Power BI, create visualizations, create calculations. Everything we do, we're going to come back around. We're going to come back at the end of the video. Stick around. And then see how we're going to compare this to what we actually created in the dashboards. Great. Before we move on, let's just make sure we understand the repeat customer rate calculation. That's also important, that we know what is it that we're trying to calculate and we really understand that. So repeat customer rate calculates the percentage of customers who have made more than one purchase over a given time frame. Okay, so example, out of 1,000 customers who made a purchase in July, 300 had previously bought something from our store earlier in the year. This results in a repeat customer rate of 30%. Fairly clear example. So read it again if you're a little bit unsure, but I think you get it. Application. Assessing the repeat customer rate is vital for understanding customer loyalty and the effectiveness of retention strategies. A higher rate can indicate customer satisfaction and the appeal of the products or services offered. On the other hand, a lower rate may signal potential areas of improvement in product quality, customer service, or overall shopping experience. This metric aids business in fine-tuning their approach to enhance customer loyalty, thereby potentially increasing lifetime customer value and revenue, basically to get more out of our customer base and the customers that have bought something from ourselves before. Great, so now you should know a little bit the context, you should know what we're going to focus on, and you should know a little bit about the KPI. Let's jump into Power BI and see what it is that I've created for this use case. So if we look at the dashboard that I want us to create, we have repeat customer rate, we have total customers, how many are repeat customers, the rate of that, we have it for different seasons, different regions, campaigns over the year, in different states, and then we have some filters here on the left. So this is what I want us to create. I'm not going to go too much into it now, but I will refer to it as we go back and forth as I create this dashboard. And at the end, like I said, we're going to go back to the user stories and then check off what can we solve if this was a dashboard that we came back with to them and said, okay, this is what I have for you. This is how it will help you. So let's begin. So I have a new file. I'm going to go to get data. I need to click the right source. So get data and then text/CSV. I need to go to the right folder, which is repeat customer rate. And then I'm going to click on that CSV. It's going to start to look at it, figure out, okay, what is in this file. Then it's going to preview to us before we go into Power Query so that we can load this into Power BI. So it's going to give us a preview. And then let's give it a moment. It's working great. There we have the preview. We're gonna go to transform data, and then it opens Power Query, which is basically used to load data into Power BI. So great, here you guys can see the different fields that are in the data set. We have a date, customer ID, order quantity, marketing campaign, the product category, state, region, brand, order channel, method, payment status, sales representative, etc. A lot of different dimensions we can use to look at different perspectives of the repeat customers and how the history is on this. The first thing that I want to do, I want to change this date to be a date. It's going to say, do you want to replace the current step? No, I want to add a new step. So notice on the right side, it added a new step. And then I'm going to go to close and apply. It's going to load the data in. And then here on the right side, we will start to now get some data to play around with. So now we have some example data we can play around with. And we can start to build visuals with the data. So let's start by adding a text box. I always like to do this. I think it's a nice little header for our report. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to refer back and forth, repeat customer rate. So I'll type that, repeat customer rate. And I like to bold it. Let's make it to 20. And then I can already see that I want a different theme on this. I'm going to go to view. And my favorite is classroom. Select whichever one you like, but that's the one that I like. I'm going to move this up here. And then I'm going to give this one a background. I'm going to give it a color background. So today we are going to do, let's do purple. And I'll turn the transparency down and I'm going to make this text white to pop out a little bit. Perfect. A little bit larger. Again, play around with these colors as you want. Great. And then we need some slicers on the left and I have some on top and then I have some KPIs. Okay. Let's start with our slicers or filters, if you want to call them that. Marketing campaign, drag that in. And for the sake of this video, I know I usually make these into drop downs, but I'm going to make them open this time. So I'll leave marketing campaign, shift down. I'm going to resize it like that. Control C, Control V, and I'm going to align it, move it down. Order channel, let's add that. Do I have a lot of order channels? No, thankfully not. Notice it's a little bit hard to see where this one ends and this one starts. So I'm going to click the background. There's a white space. Oh, that was not supposed to happen. Oops. I'm going to click this white space and click over here. Format your report page. Canvas background, color, gray, turn transparency to 50. And now you're going to see when I make this one into a white background, it's going to pop out. And we get these nice borders around, and I really like to do this. I think it's easier to separate different elements then. So we have order channel, Control C. We're gonna go product brand. Oh, I want it to be big enough for everything. Product category. Do we have enough room for that? I'm gonna keep these open just to do something different this time. And then let's make it 2 rows. Why not? I want to drag this down just to show you guys that you can do it like this also. State and different states. Great. Now we have that. It takes a little bit more white space on the left than this one, but it's fine. Another thing that I want to do right away, I want to click this one. I want to turn it into a data category. I'm going to go to state over here so that it knows now that this is a geographical column. That's the data category it has now. So we've done that. We can use it in a map later then, which is great. Actually, I can make this a little bit more narrow because the values in the slicer is so narrow. The next thing is total customers, repeat customers, and repeat customer rate. So let's create that. So total customers should be, we can do like this. Total customers equals distinct count customer ID. I think that's the measure that I used. Let's just make sure so I don't do anything wrong for you guys. Let's go back. Total customers. Let's take a look at this measure. You can see there's a check mark now next to this one. So you can see total customers. That is right. Distinct count of customer ID. Let's go to number of orders. That should be a distinct count of order ID. So let's do that. New measure. And then we'll go. Let's see, it's working on it. Great. Underscore total orders equals distinct count order ID. Great. We have that. And then let's see now. What do we have on repeat customers? Here we have okay, we have a calculate here, so that's actually going to be a little bit advanced, but we'll do it. So we are going to count customers that has a order quantity more than one, because that means that you're repeat customers. So you're going to go repeat customers equals calculate, which is a DAX function to let's call it change a calculation and how it behaves. So we're going to go total customers, comma, and this is where the modification comes in. So we go order quantity is greater than 1. That's going to give us the customers that has an order quantity bigger than 1, and we are using the original total customers measures for this. And at the end, we're going to use this again and use it in a divide. So let's go new measure, and we will go repeat customer rate equals divide. Let me put this down for you guys. Divide, and we will go repeat customers by total customers. And I'm going to close that. So now we have the different calculations that we need to do this analysis, and now it really comes down to just visualizing it. So we build all the building blocks. Now we just have to visualize using the building blocks that we have created. So let's do that. So we have total customers, repeat customers, and repeat customer rate. Let's start with the KPIs. So we'll drag out total customers. We will format it so that it becomes a little bit better like that. And then we have repeat customers, which will be this one. And then we have the repeat customer rate, which I'm going to drag over here. Now you can see I copied them before I formatted them, which is actually a little bit inefficient. But I will show you guys how to make up for that. So if we click this one now, call out value, let's make that 25. Let's say we want the label color to be black and a little bit smaller. Let's say I'm happy with this one. Actually, effects should be on, background like that. Go to the format painter. Now you can just paint over the other KPI and you can paint over this KPI. So you bring with you a lot of those different formatting changes that you did before. I can see that I need to add a delimiter on this one. I would like to add the same thing on this one. And then I'm going to add this one. I'm going to turn into a percentage. Great. So now we have those ones. Let's create some of these graphs. We have repeat customer by season. So I'm just going to copy this one actually. I'm going to try something different now. One down, and then I'm going to put it there. And what was it as a bar chart? So you can do like this. It still has the repeat customer rate on the y-axis, but now I can add, where is, we have, let's see, we have marketing campaign. What did we put on the x-axis here? We have it. I see what I forgot. I forgot to create the date table here actually. Yes, we need to populate this date table first, and I can see we have a calculated column in this. So first thing is, this is a table which is generated by some DAX. So let's just backtrack a little bit. I forgot about this step. New table. And then we add that here. So that generates a calendar dimension where we'll have year, month name short, etc. Quarter. We'll have all that. I'm going to press enter. And that will create that. And then I need to connect that date table with this repeat customer rate. So let's do that. So now they are connected. There's a one-to-many relationship, so I can filter in the date, and I will filter these repeat customer calculations. Great. Which means that I can now look at this, let's say per month. But what I actually want, I want to see it by seasons. What I did is, I remember now, I created a column where basically based on the month name, it maps in the season. So if it's November, December, January, it's going to add these ones into it. So it's looking for what I have in the first, and then I'm saying if you get a match in this column on this value, then use this. That's why it's called switch. Switch this in instead of that. We're going to go new column, and we will cheat a little bit. I'm going to do a quick copy paste here. Press enter. Now we have a season column. Now we can add that on the x-axis. Now we can suddenly see the different what is it called, repeat customer rate by the different seasons. Now I'm going to format this one a little bit, so data labels goes on. Let's fix the title. I want to see that a little bit better, so let's do that on the text color. So that makes it a little bit easier to see. So we have that now. Great. You can even sort it if you want to, ascending from left to right. So let's just do that. So summer is the highest one. Next we have this. We can do this one, repeat customer rate by month name short. So I'm going to take this one, Control C, Control V, and paste that in so that we have another element. I'm going to move it to the right. And then we have that here. We can go month name short on the x-axis. So now we have it over time, and then we're going to turn it into a line chart. So you can see it over time. Now, right now, that it's not sorted logically on the months. So if you click month name short and you go to sort by column and you go month number, you will now use the month number for that month to sort the month name short in the right order. So let's just work through this and I'll show you guys what this looks like. So if I close this now, you'll see now it's in a, well, it should be when I go to sort x-axis or sort the axis, January, February, March, April, May, June, etc. It's in the right order. Now you guys can play around with the colors as you want. It's actually area chart when I look at that one, but you guys can choose for yourself how you want this. Marketing campaign over time, let's do that. So I'm going to Control C and copy this one in. I want to turn it into a matrix. We have month name short. We have, that should go on the columns, and marketing campaign, I believe, should go on the rows. Then we can see that over time, which is great. To emphasize what is low or high, I like to use conditional formatting. You could try something else. Once again, I'm just playing around now. Icons, nope, I don't want that. Never mind. Let's stick to the background color. We're gonna make it white. No middle color. The higher, the greener. Let's do that. So you can see now it's supposed to act as a heat map on you know, high months, and there is some scrolling from the left to the right here. You can make the text smaller, or you can remove decimals if you want to avoid that. But again, I want you guys to play around a little bit also. Number of orders by region and number of orders by state. So let's add the map now. We can add the state on location because we turned that into a geographical map before. And then we need number of orders to see in which state do we have a lot of orders, or let's do repeat customers. So I'm going to drag that up there, drag this down, and I will just make it the same formatting. And to make the bubbles pop a little bit, I am going to change the colors to, we can do green, and then we can do map settings, grayscale. A lot easier to see what is it called? The bubbles now. Last thing, repeat customers. Let's drag that down. And I want to see it by region. So do that instead of the axis, instead of season. We can turn it into a pie chart. Wow, those labels are very large. So I'm going to make those a lot smaller. So we have south, north, west, and you can go category and percentage of totals. So you can see the different repeat customer rate by different regions. You can see it geographically. Here you can see marketing campaigns and how that goes over time. The total customer rate over time by season. And you have a lot of different filters here on the left side, which you can play around with. I think that's how, as far as I would take it. And of course, in terms of process, you'll go back and forth, you ask a little bit, but this gives you guys an idea of how much you can do with, you know, with some KPIs, dimensions, and a direction in what it is that you're trying to create. So let's go back now and let's look at the user stories once again, like I said before, and see what have we managed to answer here, and you know, what could we have done better. So monthly trends of repeat customers. That one for sure we have. Repeat customers over time. I think that's, you know, fairly straightforward. We have that one. And that's really what he is asking for here. Seasonal spikes in repeat business. Pinpoint any months or seasons with notable increases in repeat customers to assess possible seasonal influences. So if we know which season the different months are, it's quite clear on this one. If you want to make it a little bit more clear, we could have gone in and we could have added the season on the legend so that the different seasons will have colors here. It does break up, but I think you guys understand what I mean, that would make it at least break into that. So that is possible if that is an option. I'm gonna try one thing. If we change the x-axis, nope. So let's see if we can still make them stick together, but okay, it breaks it up so then you can see, okay, which season is that has the high peaks or the low peaks. So that is one way to do it. I think we kind of got this one correct. This one, as the director of customer engagement, I want to know the percentage of monthly sales attributed to repeat buyers to measure the impact of customer loyalty and revenue. So this one, I think, would actually be, we have order ID, we have total orders, payment. I actually think we would have needed to have a order amount here and check what is the order amount on the repeat customers. So that one we actually don't have. So here I would have to go back and ask for that KPI to be able to do that. So we can say something about the percentage of repeat customers, but we can't say something about the percentage of the repeat customers and what was the worth of that in sales. So that is one thing that I'll mark this up. This one we could have done something about. Oops, that's hard to see. No, we didn't do that one. Correlation between campaigns and repeat business. I think that comes in here. We have marketing campaigns. We have different campaigns over time and repeat business on those. We could have also, here on the left, you can click on them and see which campaigns and how they do in different parts of the country. So that one, yes, I think that's a good one. We can see which campaigns have driven, you know, more repeat business in certain times. We could also, though, I'm just doing this as we go when I see this. If you take the legend on this one and you change that to marketing campaign and you turn it into this, then you can see which campaigns drives it a little bit easier over time. So you can see referral, especially some parts of the year is very high. I think this would have been a better way to show it if you really wanted to focus on the campaign. Visualize repeat customer patterns. I think we have that, especially with the state and the region and the KPIs and all the flexibility. I think, the combinations of the different filters, the visualization, and everything together gives a really high flexibility to use this in a strategic meeting to look at this from a lot of different perspectives. That concludes our focus on repeat customer rate. If you liked today's video, then please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with someone else. For any questions or feedback, then please leave a comment in the video below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.